Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? Is it weird that your kids grow up and they watch the same cartoons that you watched when you were a kid? Is that weird? I don't think that's happened to other generations prior to me. I think I'm new at that one. This is Caleb Jones. And this is Alpha Male 2.0, freedom-focused lifestyle design for men. And today I'm going to talk about a topic that affects a lot of Alpha Male 2.0. As a matter of fact, I would almost go as far to say it is almost the norm with a lot of flawed Alpha Male 2.0s or guys who dip their toe into Alpha Male 2.0. This is extremely common. This happens with hundreds, if not thousands of men a year in my audience. I am constantly seeing examples of this. And then when I confront guys on this, I get a bunch of bullshit and a bunch of defensiveness and a bunch of rationalizations. And it's very, very bad. And I tell them all the negative things that are going to happen. And they say, no, that won't happen. And then 6 months later, 12 months later, they come right back and they say, yeah, you were right. That happened. Yeah, I know. I kind of know what I'm talking about with these things. And we're talking about a concept called de facto monogamy. Now, let me define what that means. As always, I use very specific definitions for all the terms that I use. Monogamy in general means you are having sex with one woman. That's it. It doesn't really matter, and some guys think this matters, and it doesn't. It doesn't really matter whether or not you have verbally committed to monogamy. That is irrelevant. If you're having sex with one woman, you are monogamous. It doesn't matter if you're not married. It doesn't matter if she's not your girlfriend. It doesn't matter if you have not had some kind of girlfriend talk where you've said, okay, we're going to be exclusive now. We're boyfriend and girlfriend, and we're just going to sleep with each other. We're not going to date other people. We're not going to sleep with other people. If you haven't had that discussion, but you're still only having sex with one woman, you are monogamous. Even if you consider that woman an FB or an MLTR, just someone you're kind of seeing, someone maybe you don't even like. So yes, if you have just one FB means, friends with benefits type person. If that's all you've got is one FB, you're having sex with one FB, those are all the women you're having sex with right now is one FB, you are monogamous. Now, when you are monogamous and you haven't had any of these discussions, you are de facto monogamous. That means that you are monogamous without having the verbal commitment or the verbal discussion regarding the monogamy. That would be unlike the typical beta male with a girlfriend who actually commits to her and says, okay, I'm your boyfriend now. I won't fuck other women anymore because we're monogamous and we're a couple and we're exclusive and blah, blah, blah. That is true monogamy. That is just the word monogamy without the word de facto in front of it. But here's another example, and this is what happens to a lot of Alpha Male 2.0s. This happens over and over again. Maybe it's even happened to you. Maybe you're even doing this shit right now. Matter of fact, with or without the coronavirus. I'm not talking about specifically what's going on right now with the lockdowns, the quarantines. I'm talking about in general, overall, this is a normal thing outside of this. You're dating, let's say, multiple women. Let's say you have 2 MLTRs and maybe an FB, a sporadic FB, okay? And you're having a great time. You are Alpha 2.0. You got these 3 women on rotation. You follow all the rules, see them once a week. They're great. You're having a great time. You're like, oh my God, this is so great. Why did I ever do monogamy? This is so much better. I get that all the time from guys. Well, why didn't I start doing this 10 years ago? This is so great. You're having the time of your life. It's wonderful. You're getting laid left and right. You don't have to work very hard. You don't have to go out and meet new women because you already have 3. It's great. And then maybe your FB gets a boyfriend. Okay, she has a boyfriend and then she's gone. Right? All of a sudden one day she's just gone. You hit her up and she just kind of ghosts you. And you look on her Instagram and yep, there's a new boyfriend there. Okay, I guess we won't see her anymore. And you're like, whatever. You're Alpha 2.0. You're outcome independent. Okay, you're doing everything right. You're like, cool. When she breaks up, she'll come back to me. Not worried about it. Happens all the time. Happens to me. Not a big deal. So now you're down to 2 MLTRs. No problem, right? No problem. That's fine. So you're dating your 2 MLTRs. You went from 3 to 2. 2 MLTRs, and you're talking to your second MLTR, and you say, hey, let's meet up next Wednesday, or maybe she goes, well, I don't know about Wednesday. Come up Monday. And you're like, Monday might work. And she goes, okay, let's touch base next week. And then the next week comes around, and you've kind of forgotten about her, right? And maybe you touch base with her, or she touched base with you the next Wednesday. Goes, hey, sorry, I've been busy. How about next Friday? Or how about next Friday? Goes, yeah, let's just kind of play it by ear. Yeah, that'd be cool, right? And you're not super concerned because you're having sex with your other MLTR, right? So she just kind of floats away. You just kind of forget to text her, right? And so you wake up one morning and you realize it's been 5 weeks since you've had sex with your second MLTR. You're only having sex with your main MLTR. So for 5 weeks, you've only had sex with one woman. You are de facto monogamous. Congratulations, beta male. You are now a monogamous beta. Hey, don't call me a beta. I'm an alpha. I fucked 37 girls. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't care what you did in the past. I'm talking about now. You are de facto monogamous. You didn't pay attention to the fact that all your other women floated away. So maybe, let's say you try. You say, oh, shit, I better have sex with other MLTR. I don't want to rely on this one. So you hit her up and she just doesn't respond. She got a boyfriend now, or she moved away or some shit. You let her go away. Or she responds and says that she's really busy and can't meet up with you, blah, blah, makes up some kind of excuse. Congratulations, you are now de facto monogamous. And you go, oh, well, I'm busy. I'm busy with work. I'm busy with this Corona stuff. And I'm busy with this. And I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to, gain 6 pounds of muscle mass. I'm hitting the gym really hard. I've got a busy schedule. And you make a bunch of fucking excuses. You rationalize the monogamy. And you say, I'm too busy. And then you talk to me and I say, you are making a huge mistake. You're going to have an explosion in your relationship. Then you won't have any women and you're going to have to start all over from zero. And it'll be 10 times harder because once you've been monogamous for a while, you lose that edge. You get complacent. You get bored. You'll have to start all over and you'll be hating life. You'll say, nah, it won't happen. Nah, it'll be fine. Nah, or maybe say, nah, maybe, but it'll probably be fine. And 6 months later, 3 months later, a year later, that's exactly what happens. You have a big problem. Now that's one example. Common example. Here's another common example, perhaps even more common. You get an OLTR, right? So maybe you get an FB, MLTR, maybe you have, let's say, an MLTR and 2 FBs, and you really like your OLTR. She is so fucking hot, and she fucks you all the time just the way you want. The sex is great. You're like, oh my God, I have found the perfect woman. This woman is amazing. She does everything I want. And then the first FB kind of floats away, and you take the main MLTR and you make her your OLTR. You make her your girlfriend. It's an open relationship girlfriend. Okay, you're not monogamous. Not yet. Okay. So you go through the whole process of upgrading her to OLTR, have the OLTR talk. Everything's great. She's like, cool. Yeah, you can fuck other women as long as they're bees, blah, blah, blah. So now you're emotionally exclusive, but you can still fuck other women. But now, while you're doing all that shit, you're down to 1 FB, which is fine, still fine. You got your OLTR and your 1 FB. And then your FB just kind of floats away, right? Just like with that MLTR on the earlier example. She just kind of floats away. And one day you wake up and realize it's been a month. You've only had sex with your OLTR. But then you know what? You go, so what? My OLTR is great. She is so hot. She fucks me whenever I want. She satisfies all my needs. She's fucking great. Why do I need other women? I'm fine. What's the big deal? So then you talk to me and you just kind of mention the side, yeah, I have an OLTR. I haven't had sex with other women in 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. And I say, whoa, 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 whoa. You're de facto monogamous. You're monogamous. Do you understand? You're monogamous. You're like, so what? She's hot. And she sucks my cock like no other woman's ever sucked it. And she fucks me 10 times a week. And it's fucking great. And now I can focus on my business because I'm not focused on banging all these goddamn girls all the time. It's fucking great. And I say, no, you are monogamous. She is going to start leaning on you with massive betazation and massive drama. And you say, no, she won't. She hasn't yet. I know she hasn't yet. I didn't say she's going to do it now. She's going to bide her time like all women do. She's going to play it cool for a while, and then she will. She knows, and by the way, this is true, women know when you're the only one fucking them. They know. Women have much stronger intuition than us dumb guys. They do. They know. They can smell it on you that she's the only one you're fucking. And she's going to go, good. She's going to rub her little hands and go, oh, good. I got this son of a bitch. All right. Now, women are very smart. They're not going to immediately pounce on you. They're going to give it a little time. But over time, betaization always kicks in. Betaization, I've written about betaization in great detail in my books. It is a normal, natural part of being a woman. That is a process where a woman turns an attractive alpha male into an unattractive but reliable beta male who she is having sex with. And that process is automatic. All women do it. Your job is to fight that. And technique number 1 in fighting that is you never become completely monogamous to any one woman. I will never be completely monogamous to any one woman for the rest of my life. I will be my 70s and 80s, and I will still occasionally be hooking up with other women besides my wife Even if Pink Firefly and I never get divorced, that has not changed and it never will change because I don't want the drama and I don't want the chaos and I don't want the lack of freedom that betaization includes and creates. And that is what you're in for when you take your OLTR and stop having sex with other women and then get defensive and pissed off when I say you should be having sex with other women. And every time, just about every time, not every time, I would say 80% of the time, these guys get very defensive and very angry and say, no, that won't happen. You don't understand, Caleb. You don't understand Black Dragon. She is not like the rest, TM. The sex we have is the best sex I've ever had in my entire life. And I've been with 32 women. So I know what I'm talking about because I've had sex with 32 girls. So I'm a fucking expert. These guys are great. And they go on and defend. And I've even said to them, a year from now, you're going to look back at these things that you're saying, or in some cases typing, and you're going to be very embarrassed because everything I'm telling you is going to come true. She is going to start yelling at you, leaning on you, screaming at you, making demands that she would never have normally made when you were not monogamous because you're now monogamous. And you're going to have an explosion and the relationship will end and you will have to start all over again, just as if you were the typical beta male starting from fucking zero. And they say, no, that won't happen. And guess what happens? 6 months later, often it's just 6 months after I say it. 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 12 months, year and a half on the outside sometimes. They come back, they come slinking back and they say, yeah, you're right. Caleb said, or they tell it in third person. They tell someone else, like on my blogs or on my forums, something. They go, yeah, I did this. And Caleb said this would happen. And I said, no, it wouldn't. And that's exactly what happened. She got bitchy. She got demanding. She started yelling and screaming. She started making demands. We had a bunch of fights. We had a bunch of arguments. We broke up. And I had to start all over again. I went from one woman monogamy to 0 women. And I had to start all over again. And by the way, you let your roster degrade. I talk about having the roster. The list of women you've had sex with more than twice, all your ex-FBs and ex-MLTRs that you need to be maintaining and cultivating on a regular basis. When you go de facto monogamous, you stop worrying about all that stuff, right? And so you stop contacting all those women because you quote unquote don't need to because your OLTR is so perfect and so hot, so amazing, right? And even in some extreme cases, I've seen guys do this. Women from their roster will contact them. They'll hit them up, say, hey, let's hang out. And these guys will say, no, I'm fine. I'm good. I got a girlfriend now. Just like a fucking beta. Or no, I'm really busy with work and maybe later. And they actually say no. These women, in many cases, hot or cute women, offer their pussies to these men, these monogamous men. And these monogamous men say no, because everything's going fine right now. Everything's fine right now. And as I always say to men in monogamous relationships, I'm not talking about right now. As always, Alpha Male 2.0 is a long-term model set. It is not about right now. If all you care about is right now, you might as well go get traditionally monogamously married right now. You might as well have your wedding this weekend, and I'm not making a joke. If all you care about is right now, go get married. You'll be very happy. Your wedding, your honeymoon, that's the happiest times of your life. Great. That'll make you happy right now. It'll destroy your life in 3 or 4 years, but right now you'll be happy. Alpha Male 2.0 is not just about right now. It is about being happy now and happy later. I've talked about this on prior podcasts. I've talked about this in my blogs, my books. The normal guy, the typical guy, particularly the beta male, but the Alpha Male 1.0 does this too. They focus on happy now, miserable later. I would rather you focus on happy now and happy later. Now, the only catch to that, what's the catch, Caleb? There is a catch. The catch is the happy now is a little more complicated. Yes. Alpha Male 2.0, in terms of the happiness right now, is a little more complicated than what a typical beta male or even Alpha Male 1.0 can do. I've talked about this before, how if you just want to be happy now, all you have to do, all the beta male has to do is say, will you be my girlfriend? And the girl says, yes, yay, and she claps her hands, and then you're done. You got a girlfriend, you're done. You're all done. Very, very simple. It's a very simple process to get a girlfriend once you're having sex with someone, right? It's very easy. There's not a lot of work involved in initiating the relationship. The Alpha Male 2.0 doesn't have that option, right? We have a specific structure, FBs, MLTRs, OLTRs, listen fitties, soft necks, rosters. We have a system we have to kind of manage. So it's a little more complicated than just going out and getting a girlfriend, right? But the benefit is that you're happy now and happy for the rest of your life. I have been consistently happy, and I mean this now. I'm speaking literally. I have been consistently happy for 13 years straight since my divorce and my conversion to Alpha Male 2.0 in 2007. It is now 2020, but I've been happy that entire time because I follow Alpha Male 2.0 models. I have not had a bad breakup in 13 years. You know what? I haven't had a breakup in 13 years. I have breaks. I have listen fitties where they go away and then they come back. I don't have breakups because I do this correctly. Not only am I alpha male 2.0, but I maintain these models even if one amazing woman comes along in my life, which, by the way, has already happened. Pink Firefly is amazing on levels I didn't even think were possible. She is extraordinary. She is a dream come true for me. I love her more than I've ever loved a woman in my life. I'm attracted to her sexually on an exponential level, and I still have sex with other women every week, and I'm not going to stop. I might back off on the frequency, not might, I probably will. As I get older, I'm sure I will back off on the frequency of other women, but I will not stop, and I will never bullshit myself by saying, well, Pink Firefly is so amazing. We're having sex so much, and she's so fucking hot. She's so fucking perfect. I don't need other women. No. Part of avoiding becoming a beta, part of maintaining a relationship with a high amount of attraction and a high amount of mutual harmony is maintaining the fact that you are an alpha male in her eyes, which means you are having sex with other women on a regular basis, even if she kind of doesn't like it. Matter of fact, I just finished writing the first draft of my open marriage manual, which I'm releasing, I think, next month. And I talk about this in great detail in that book. But that's one of the reasons you do this. You don't do it just because, Black Dragon said I have to do this. You do this for very specific reasons that will keep your relationship strong and happy long term. As always, we're following long-term models here. The next time you feel like you're getting lazy or complacent, or you start rationalizing your monogamy, come back and listen to this podcast again. And I'm not kidding. Some of you are going to make this mistake. Some of you listening are making this mistake right now. You're de facto monogamous right now. Now, let me back off on that for a second. Being de facto monogamous right at this second because of the coronavirus is a bizarre exception to the rule. This is a historic, unusual event. So I'm not going to hold that against you literally right now if you lived in a lockdown quarantine city. So you get a pass from me on this. But the split second that ends and life gets back to normal, you better get back on the stick, and you want at least 2 women on rotation. And as I've said many times, that doesn't mean you need 2 full-bore MLTRs. If you don't want to do that, fine. Have 2 FBs, right? That's all you need. Have 1 MLTR you like and 1 FB you see every other week. Fine. That counts. You don't need to be banging women left and right. A lot of guys who don't like my content straw man this stuff and says, well, I don't want to be banging 14 girls all the time. You don't need 14. You need 2. 1 main girl and 1 side girl you see maybe once every other week or so. That's all you need. Don't bullshit yourself about this. Please think this through, and certainly think this through the next time you are tempted to do this. Feel free to re-listen to this very important podcast. If you need more help with this stuff on designing these systems or maintaining these relationship systems, join smic.com. That's where I can help you personally and give you some materials that no one else has access to. I will talk to you very soon. Have fun. Bye.